Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I am going to be drawing a hand. I haven't drawn a hand in a very long time, but we're gonna do it. I've been avoiding drawing hands for quite a while, not fully intentionally, but I haven't been making any effort towards drawing one. And I gotta grab a pencil. That's good enough, because I'm going to draw my hand holding a pencil. And I was going to draw this one, but I figured it'd be hard to do that, so we're going to do this. Alright, we're going to start with the pencil. Just get a line in there. We'll put the tip like right there. I don't know. I was never really good at drawing pencils before I took an extremely long break from drawing pencils. I'm saying pencils, I mean hands. But I'm better at art now, so maybe I'll be better at drawing pencils, he says, hoping that this won't be that hard. I'm going to try to break it up into the sections. I'm not necessarily breaking it up into 3D parts of the sections, but we're doing what we can. Okay, we're like gonna mirror this, so this actually needs to be pointed up more. And then this needs to be pointed up more too. And then it still needs to be pointed up quite a bit more. Because this is actually kind of bending my finger a little bit, like you can see right there. This is going to end up looking like a complete mess, but I feel like this is probably going to be the best way that I'm going to be able to do this. Alright, this part's pretty long. This isn't even actually how I hold a pencil with this hand. Doesn't matter. It's how I hold a pencil with this one. So, is it? I don't know. I can't hold a pencil the same way in both hands. Tried to teach myself how to draw in right-handed, because obviously I'm left-handed. I tried to teach myself with my right hand, and I couldn't hold a pencil the same way. I'm also not very good with my right hand either. Not terrible, I'm probably better than most right-handed people are with their left hand. But I mean, you could probably find any left-handed person, and they would be pretty good with the right hand when it comes to most things. How the hell am I supposed to open this one-handed? I used my mouth. I made that too long, so we're just erasing the whole thing. We're gonna do something that might make it a little easier. We're gonna this and this. There we go. There's just a box, and then this and this. Wait, no, and that right there. And then this to here. There we go. There's a finger, and the knuckle will be like right here, you know, where it should be, and it'll go down on the hand. And the pencil will be right here, going over the hand, but then pinched between the fingers right here. That one's kind of shitty, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and get this in here now. There we go. That's not bad. Not amazing. Not bad. We'll go ahead and like put kind of part of the hand right here, and then we're gonna need to do that. Actually, that's not gonna look the best. Okay. There we go, and there's that. We can pretend like that's really good. Now the hand's definitely gonna need some work. Trying to see, that's where this part of the knuckle is, which is right there. Which those actually do align pretty well, but I don't know. Alright, what else is in here? You can see my other finger under my thumb, because my finger pokes out right there. So we're gonna put my finger there. And then you can see it right here too. So it'd be right there too. Go ahead and add a little cross section right there. Maybe we'll bring it up higher. And cross section right there, and then we'll do a bit right there. There we go. Now there is part of my hand underneath that you can see right here. You can see my finger, which this should be connected, but right here you can see one of my fingers, that one right there. I don't exactly know if you can see it because I am kind of looking at this at an angle. If I go over to your perspective is completely different from the perspective that I am seeing. That's why sometimes the perspective looks all wonky, because I am sitting at an angle, drawing at an angle, and looking at the references at an angle, so all the angles are very different that I am drawing from, seeing from, and you're seeing from. So yeah, but they still look relatively similar enough to where I'm not too worried about it. Alright. Trying to figure out where the hell these fingers even go. Okay, but that's gonna be a no-go because of how fucking fingers work. That's not how a fucking finger works. You can't see my other finger, so that's fine. I think I'm on to just refining the details now, like actually making it shaped like a finger. We're gonna try our best in this, but obviously there's still the little shell underneath it, which is fine. We're actually keeping that there intentionally at the moment, and we're going to erase it when we actually draw it with more detail. Alright, there we go, and then this part leads to a cross section right here of like lump then right there, and right there. Then in the back, you can see my other finger kind of doing the same thing a little bit before it just goes into that. Alright, and the thumb. Just get the shape of a thumb down. There we go. Kind of similar to that shape. Then, whoopsies, didn't mean to do that, but you know, that's fine. There's actually goes in a little bit, but we're gonna pretend like it doesn't just for the sake of drawing it more even like. Oh, there we go, and there's my hand, which definitely is gonna need some work. I don't really know. There we go. I just want to get this good enough to where I can use both fucking hands. Because this is annoying not being able to use both of my hands. Actually, I honestly feel like I should just ditch this one straight down and then point this one kind of in the same direction. But now we're going to need to get the other finger in, which this one moves around a lot actually, so it's not even in the same position as it was in when I was drawing that, but that's fine, we can just pretend like it is. Just kind of add the finger in. It's gonna need to be on there farther, but you know, that's fine. And on here, just add some wrinkles to the hand. And for this finger, just add roundness, and that's really it, honestly. And that's my hand. I'm gonna try to add more detail to it, and I'm gonna stop holding that. And you may say, well, how are you gonna add more detail if you aren't even holding the thing anymore? Shut up, I have no fucking clue. I just don't want to have my hand holding that anymore. Alright. Get rid of the pencil. Align the paper, cause I moved it a lot. Is Cheddar in retirement age yet? No. I retire my pencils once they get short enough. This is the 3rd generation of Cheddar. Okay. We're gonna try and get it to look alright, you know, try and get it to look good, try and get it swell looking, but you know, I'm not a professional. I'm gonna try my best, but I'm not gonna like get too stuck in the details when it's something that I know isn't something I'm going to be able to achieve. But I'm still gonna try. I'm also gonna try something I've never done before with shading it, just because I kind of want to see if I can. It might ruin the drawing, but I really don't care. It's being recorded. I mean, you just take a screenshot in the video at whatever point I liked the drawing at. Like, it's not like if I fuck up the drawing, I don't have proof that I did like it at one point. Also, fucking them up's the only way you're gonna learn. This hand, I feel like it's not turned out too bad. This thumb is incredibly small because I feel like it's actually smaller than the other fingers, which, you know, obviously that's wrong. So where's my tiny eraser? Mr. Tiny Eraser needs to get a name. He doesn't have a name. I guess his name is just Mr. Tiny Eraser at this point. Everyone else has actual names, and he's just Mr. Tiny Eraser. Alright. I'm gonna pretend like them, I guess not fold lines are very good. We're gonna pretend like those are amazing. My nails, because I bit them recently, are kind of not past my finger, which is cool, I guess. Good, cool, amazing, wonderful, fabulous. I don't know any other words that mean good. Alright, now we do this. And that is peeking into where the pencil is. We'll go ahead and draw the pencil in right now. Which I'm not too worried about making a pencil like, oh my god, amazing, wonderfully straight line. I'm just trying to make it look like he's holding a pencil of some sort. I don't know. As long as it looks pencil enough. It's beautiful. We're gonna need to... my thumb is fucking bent. You see that? What the hell did I do to my thumb? I guess it was because it was bent like this, so it kind of looked like that and just didn't get the perspective 100% right. Which, that's fine. I can live with that. There we go, there's a finger. Then we go like that for more finger bits. And there we go, there's that finger. Then we have the final finger. Which actually, that doesn't line up with the rest of the finger. Yep, that does. And we're gonna pretend like this makes sense size-wise, which I know it doesn't, but we're gonna pretend like it does because we just can. You know, it doesn't make fully a lot of sense perspective-wise, but you know, that's fine. Now, what I wanted to try doing, I'm gonna move this there. There's the, hold on, let me actually, hold on, let me see how I would draw this. Someone just knocked on the door. Okay, so we're gonna, I'm in the middle of drawing a flower. See? Isn't that kind of cool? I'd say. I like that. I think that's kind of cool. Anyways, I wanted to try a type of, like, I think it's hatching. I think it's hatching. I think that counts as hatching. I don't know. I'm going to just do a bunch of lines, you know. But I'm going to try to make them follow the shape of the hand. Because, you know, the hand right here is curving down. Correct? This is where the hand would curve down. And then we're going to get right here where the hand would be more straight, but like not fully straight, if that makes sense. Like this is still curving, but not as much as that was. I don't really know if this is gonna turn out really good, but I saw a really good drawing like using this method, and I was looking at how it was done, and this seemed to be how it was done, so I wanted to try it. It was just hatching, but you know, be smart about it, I guess. Because before, when I was hatching, I knew what I was supposed to do, but I didn't really do it because I just wasn't being smart about it. Now I can try to be more smart about it. I don't know if it's gonna turn out well, obviously. I think it's turning out. I might have done it a little wrong, but it's not gonna stop me from trying, because I mean, I already started, right? Might as well keep going. Alright. One sec. Alright, back to this. Gotta hurry up now. But there's also one other thing that I'm gonna add to this hatching. And that is, I'm going to make this bottom part darker by adding more to it, which I actually meant to make it darker by making these cross into it to make it darker, but that didn't work very well because I kind of didn't. Alright, I think overall that looks pretty decent, but I do have to go. So I'll fix this line, and then we will, I may come back and time-lapse the rest of shading this just to see if I can make it turn out well, but let's see in this video. I think it looks really good. I really like how it turned out. See you tomorrow.